Lancaster Road is basically right on the edge of this mixed unit, or this overlay. So I was a little curious because since my look is directly out to Chippen's Hill from my back window, what is the proposed height that you guys were planning on going with as like the limit? So if you could fit 6 units on 1 acre, if I have 2 acres, can I put 12 units in a skyscraper? That's what I want to know. Like, what's the limit on height that we're going to eventually cap off? Because now, do I lose my view out my window? Do I lose my nice sunset? Get what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of people on that side of town, or I should say, that whole right side of the Rte6 that isn't walkable, that has all these single houses that, if we get rid of the driveways, now you're telling me my throughway has to turn into a road? So, you know, the way I look at it is, like he's saying, if it's going to be set in stone, I don't think that we should have a rollover where if you guys want to do something down here in the center, it's great, man. Sitting there doing nothing, I'm for it. But the second it wants to leach up and start taking on to these single-family homes that are potential money makers for smaller businesses, like realty people, anybody who wants to make a little bit of extra money doing flipping or renting a property, now has to force their people to live in, you know, apartments that are drive around the backs. Now, anytime there's a parking lot in the back of buildings, generally, people don't want to park back there. So I feel like maybe the wiser decision for down here might be to do more like a Middletown. You know, pull off the side of the road, pull off, go walk to your destination, get back in your car and leave. I don't think it's going to be walkable as proposed because if you look at it right now, not a lot of people walk it. So how does that, you know what I'm saying? How does this overlay really pertain to the people walking and the people driving? Because it seems like it kind of throws itself off a little bit. There's like no middle ground. It's either you're driving or you're going to walk. So I just wanted to put that out there that from my standpoint, I don't think it's wise to do much of the overlay towards Home Depot end because it's already almost fully developed. How much more do you want to develop it? You know? That's why I want to know particular how high can these buildings go. If say they get rid of these houses and they build a multi-complex unit like they were going to do over here in the downtown, how tall? That's it. You know, what are we looking at? 3 stories, 4 stories, 5? Like, what's the height? What's going to be the cap? So I think like what she said, maybe yeah, sure, it's got to tie into the residential look, right? But if it's offending the residents that are already there and bringing property value, say, down because now you don't have the great view, you don't have the nice yard that's quiet anymore, now you got boom, boom, boom coming from a 3rd floor apartment, what happens then to that end of town? You know? So I just wanted to put it out there. And if anybody can answer me, is there a cap on the height already or no? Would there be?
I don't know the answer.
Would there be?
I'm sorry.
Would there be a cap on how high these buildings can be built? 6 units per 1 acre would be a pretty tall building.
Well, actually, yeah.
Go ahead. I'm done. I said what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Just to answer your question,
Yep.
I think the current standards, I think there's a limit on the sort of west end of Farmington Avenue of like 40 feet of height, which is no more than 3 stories. But as they establish the new zones, that's part of the design standards that they would need to decide on. And certainly if you limit something to 2 stories, you might get you're probably going to get no more than 4 apartments in a building that size if you limit the footprint of the building so that it's no more than 10,000 square feet. It necessarily limits the number of
You're saying so if you were to limit 4 units in an acre, you're only going to get 4 units on if you went too high?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I'm just giving a hypothetical
hypothetical?
example. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm all set.
But generally speaking, to be consistent with the single-family homes next door, you would probably be thinking about 2-story buildings as a maximum.
You can't hear us, okay.